Okay, so most people don't think of Toronto condos as family homes. The stereotype is bachelor pads, shoeboxes built for investors, or couples without kids. But here's the truth: tucked inside this overbuilt, undervalued condo market is one of the most overlooked opportunities for families in Toronto. And no, I'm not talking about split bedroom layouts and yoga rooms. I'm talking about real family living. Three bedrooms down a hallway where kids can actually sleep without hearing Netflix in the background. Kitchens with islands that double as homework stations. Buildings with real kid friendly amenities. And here's the kicker: condo prices are severely depressed right now. That means families willing to think differently can stay in the city close to schools, green space, and transit, while the rest of the market is chasing detached homes that cost millions more. So, today, we're breaking down why family sized condos are Toronto's most under the radar housing option, what to look for if you're a parent, and how families can take advantage of this market shift before it disappears. Because in a city where affordability feels impossible, this might just be the move nobody's talking about. Okay, so the Toronto's condo market is in a slump. Prices are well off of the peak. I mean, we've all seen the headlines. Inventory is piling up, and while freehold homes are holding steady, even starting to climb a little bit as interest rates trend down, condos are still oversupplied. That puts us in a rare sweet spot: condo prices that look bottomed out, paired with lower borrowing costs on the horizon. So, for families who've been priced out of freeholds, this could be the perfect zone to buy in before any momentum shifts. And unlike the investor shoebox units flooding the market, family sized condos are scarce. So when the market rebounds, these are the ones that'll move first. So let's think about what makes a condo family sized, right? A family sized condo isn't just about square footage, it's really about function. So, first up, let's think layout over bedrooms. Split bedrooms might look good in a brochure, but noise travels on either side of that living room. Layouts with bedrooms down the hall off of the living room, that separation makes all the difference at bedtime. Next, let's look at kitchens. So kitchens really work as a hub in smaller spaces. And families live in the kitchen, whether it be a condo or a house. So an island or a breakfast bar isn't just about cooking, it's a multi-purpose workstation for homework, snacks, and late night conversations. And then let's think about amenities and amenities that matter. So a yoga studio is fine, but families need kid and teen friendly spaces. Think playrooms, basketball courts, music rooms, or even just open lounges. And then outdoor access. Quick access to green space is vital. So families don't want to have to trek across the city just to find a park. And then lastly, it's transit and schools. So especially important for teenagers who are starting to travel solo. So all of these things matter when thinking about a family condo. So in other words, not all condos work for families, but the right ones, they solve the two biggest issues in Toronto real estate, really space and location. So why should families consider condos? I mean, let's be honest, condos aren't perfect, but here's what they do better than freeholds. First is safety and security. So think single parents or caregivers or families with older kids at home. A concierge or a security guard provides some extra peace of mind. Then think community and connection. So if you're new to the city, condo living helps you get your bearings a little bit faster because they're generally in better locations. So there's an instant community, even if it's just neighbors you see in the elevator. And then convenience. Transit, schools, shopping. Condos are often in the most central connected parts of the city. And then obviously we have to think about affordability. You can get a family-sized condo for hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, less than a freehold. And you have the upside of it being in a prime location. So this isn't always about compromise. It can be about strategy. So because this is the under the radar real estate channel, let's talk about the under the radar opportunity. So And here's the thing, the broader market doesn't see these condos as desirable. Developers haven't built many, to be honest, and investors don't want them, which, if you watch my other video, we can look at a deep dive into just that. That leaves families who are willing to step into this market with a serious edge. And if history tells us anything, undervalued segments of the market don't stay undervalued forever. Think about lofts in the 90s or townhomes in the 2000s. I mean, even look at semi-detached houses back in the early 2010s. Family-sized condos could be the next big thing. So if you're a parent out there, what should you do next? So number one is prioritizing layout over square footage. A well-designed 1,000 square foot unit could feel a lot bigger than a poorly designed 1,200 square foot one. And then look for kid-friendly amenities. Basketball courts, music rooms, or shared gyms are far more valuable than wine cellars or a rooftop party room. And then check neighborhood amenities. A building with a gym is fine, but what really matters is being steps from schools, playgrounds, rec centers, and after-school programs. And then check for green space and transit. It's a non-negotiable for families. And then think long-term. These units are rare. Once the market starts to rebound, it's very likely that these will be in high demand, especially again because developers aren't really building these types of units. So where are these units located? Let's pull up a map of some areas where I know there's a lot of larger family-sized condos. So first, let's look at Oakwood Village and St. Clair West. So we've got some mid-rise boutique condos in this neighborhood. So steps from schools. I mean, there's some transit, great transit here with the LRT and the streetcars. And then we have great parks. And these aren't just big investor towers. They're more mid-rise buildings along the stretch. Then let's head over to Leslieville. So, I mean, it's still a strong family hub. I mean, tons of parks, schools, walkability. And I mean, the thing with Leslieville, there's fairly limited condo supply versus the rest of the city. And I know there's some large units here, especially some of the older loft buildings. So you have family-sized units that are likely to hold some long-term value. And then let's look at City Place and Liberty Village. I know this can be a very investor-heavy area, and prices here are down big. But for families that want amenities, walkability, and access to the waterfront, I mean, this is a moment to buy at a discount. And because City Place was really built a lot in the late 90s and early 2000s, that's when it really started its development process. Especially in some of the older buildings, you get really large units. So 2+ dens, 3 bedrooms, well over 1,000 square feet with tons of amenities. I mean, it's a very under the radar pocket for family-sized condos. And then let's head over to the Queensway. The Queensway is a bit of a sleeper, but there's tons of new development. I mean, you got highway access, transit access, and then you're close to schools and close to a ton of neighborhood amenities when it comes to shops and restaurants. I mean, IKEA is close by. And then condos here are still priced quite a bit lower than downtown. And the family infrastructure is really growing in this neighborhood. So each of these areas have condos that punch above their weight for families. But I mean, they're not the only ones. I mean, there's a lot of other great neighborhoods in Toronto where you can find family-sized condos. So don't be afraid to reach out. Just hit me up, send me a DM, email me. My contact info is down below. Okay, so family-sized condos aren't always the fallback option. They're the under-the-radar play that let families stay connected, safe, and supported in Toronto without chasing detached homes that they can't afford. And right now in this market, they might be one of the smartest ways to buy into the city. So that's it for this video. As always, this is Under the Radar Real Estate. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. What do you think? Is a family-sized condo the right option for you and your family? Let me know down in the comments. And again, if you need to reach out, if you're looking for a family-sized condo, don't be afraid to hit me up. Again, contact info down below. Thanks a lot. Peace out.